Okay, on this problem, it's asking us to find the Condorcet, it's a French word, you say Condorcet candidate, if there is one. If there is not a Condorcet candidate, enter none. Okay, so what are we talking about? Well, first off, 14 people voted BCA. They're like B best, followed by C, followed by A. 8 people like CAB. They're like C best, followed by A, followed by B. And 10 people like A best, followed by C, followed by B. Okay. What's a Condorcet candidate? Let me bring that up here and explain. Condorcet candidate. Candidate. Well, one thing that might help you. So look on the notes I gave. Here's the notes. Whoa, I just went to the wrong place there. Try that again. Sorry, I'm just all over the place here. There we go. Things are coming in now. Okay. Here we go. Right there. Sorry about all that. Condorcet criteria. Here's Condorcet. What is it? If there is a candidate or alternative that wins in 1-to-1, that's the keyword, 1-to-1 comparison between it and any other alternative, then that candidate should be the winner. That's Condorcet. Condorcet is all about 1-to-1. So a Condorcet candidate is a candidate. My pen is just not. This is terrible. My pen here. Try this again. It's someone who wins all 1-to-1 matches. All 1-to-1 votes, let's say. So what am I talking about? Well, so we're gonna have to do all the 1-to-1. So let's first off go A versus B. If this election was just about A and B, then after that we'll do A versus C, and finally we'll do B versus C. You see how that's all the matchups? I just start with A can go with B or C, and then B and C can go together. I'm gonna find out who wins in all the 1-to-1 matches. Let's call this matches. 1-to-1 matches. It's like tennis or something. Everybody plays everybody 1-to-1. Okay, here we go. So A versus B. So if you're just talking A and B, these 14 people here, if it's just A and B, who do they like better? They have B over A. Remember, we're ignoring C right now. We're just saying out of A and B, this is a match just between A and B. Who do these 14 people like better? Well, B is gonna get, those 14 people like B better. Okay, how about these 8 people? And just, again, forget about C, just A and B, who do they like better? They like A better, right? Those 8 people like A better. Is that making sense what just happened there? Let's look at those 8 people again. For those 8 people, of course they like C best, but right now, I'll get to C in a minute, but right now, I'm just comparing A and B only. So why am I doing that? Well, because I'm going to do all the 1-to-1 matchups. I'm going to do A against B only. And then I'll do A against C only. And then I'll do B against C only. All the 1-to-1 matchups. So right now I'm doing A versus B. The 14 people like B better. These 8 people like A better. You think, well, yeah, they like C. We're not doing C right now. They like A better than B. So those 8 go to A. And then the last group, these 10, who do they like better? A or B? They like A better than B. So these 10 plus 10, that's 18 like A better, 14 like B better. So who wins that battle? A got 18, B only got 14, right? If C, in other words, if C, let me help. Let me try this one more time. It'd be like if you're just doing A versus B, it'd be like just dropping C out of the election, right? If I just did A versus B, I'm saying, hey, suppose candidate C died right before the election or just withdrew from the election. Okay, and then everybody felt just the same as they always felt. Who would they prefer? Who would win the election? Well, B would get these 14, but these 8 would go to A and these 10 would go to A, 18 to A would win the election. They prefer A over B if C was to drop out, okay, in the one-to-one battle. Next, in the next battle, I'm going to do A versus C. So let's just drop out B. Drop out the B. Suppose B withdrew from the election, and we're just saying, hey, A versus C. Who do the people like better? A and A versus C. Well, these 14 like C. These 8 like C. And these 10, come on, Pam. These 10 like A better. So A gets 10, C gets, what it is, 22. C wins. C wins that election. See what I'm talking about there? In a battle between just A and C, if B withdrew from the election, we're just saying one-to-one, who do the people like better out of A and C in a one-to-one comparison? If B withdrew from the election, we said, look, it's just down to A and C. Who do you guys like better? 14 and 8 like C better. 10 like A better. So C is preferred over A. Final one-to-one comparison. Now let's do, erase this. Now I'm going to do B versus C. So just B and C. So let me drop A out of the election. We'll drop A out. And it's just B versus C. So these 14 people like B better. These 8 people like C better. And these 10 people like C better, which is 18. So C wins that. C wins that election, right? If it's just between B and C. So here's the question. Is there a Condorcet candidate? Meaning, is there somebody who beats everybody else in all his one-to-one matches? Yes. C. Do you see that? C won both his matches. So C wins all one-to-one matches. You might be thinking, well, wait a minute, he didn't win this one up here. Well, he wasn't involved in that one. I should say wins all his one-to-one matches, right? C beat A and C beat B. So C wins all his one-to-one matches. So C is the Condorcet candidate. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means really it seems like they like C best, doesn't it? In one-to-one matchups, they preferred C over anybody else. They preferred C over B. They preferred C over A. All the one-to-one matchups, they preferred C. You know, when you ask the people, these people, you know, what's the will of the people? These people. And you say, hey, people, do you like C better or A better in a one-to-one matchup? Well, they like C better. They said, well, we like C better than A. Okay, people, do you like C better or B better? They said, well, we like C better than B. So it seems like, hey, you guys seem to like C better than anybody. C is the Condorcet candidate. It's a French guy that came up with this, Condorcet. So basically saying C should be the winner of this election because the will of the people is that they prefer C over any other candidate in one-to-one matchups. So C seems to be their favorite candidate. He's called the Condorcet candidate, the one who wins all one-to-one matches and really should be the people's favorite, therefore. And so there we go.